Hi everyone, Arlynn here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? Well, I'm going to be in at my dining room table in just a second, but it has been so hot for the last 2 or 3 days here in Virginia that our pool water got up to almost 90 degrees. Welcome to Virginia in the summertime. I'm telling you, it is so hot and so humid out here, and I have been out here a couple of days. But Chris set up our sprinkler. You can see that he hooks this thing in. I don't know where he got this, you guys, so I really can't tell you. But he hooks this little contraption in to one of our little valves there inside the pool, and it pushes water out. And from what Chris tells me, this brings the pool water temperature down to the dew point, whatever the dew point is. Whatever, it cools the water. And it really does make a difference. It is very, very nice. Also, we pulled our awning out, and I wanted to show you that. We also got a cover for this. Coming through Amazon, a cover. I tell you, I was burning my hands trying to hang on to that thing, getting in, and they sell covers that you zip up and put over that. I'll show you that when it comes in. But here's our awning that Chris installed all by himself. I cannot remember, Sundowners, something like that is where we got that. If I can find a link for it, I'll put it in the description. But it is helping to cool the house. Our air conditioner is working overtime. Chris has got the upstairs air on and the downstairs. It is just so hot. It is just so hot. But anyway, I'm gonna go in here and sit down at the dining room table, and we are gonna get started with this video. All right, I'll be right back in just a second. Okie dokie everybody, here I am sitting at my dining room table. How in the world are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, it is so hot, as you saw here in Virginia. I can hardly breathe out there. I can hardly breathe. And Chris and I have been out at the pool for the last couple of days. As you can see, I've been kissed by the sun just a little bit. I'm very careful with my sunscreen and keep it loaded on so I don't get sunburned. But I do tan really easily. So you know, I'm grateful for that. But Chris is out there again today. I am here doing my video, but I will tell you, you guys, I am not going to get up from this chair today. So I have taken a little bit of silent video that I, with my camera kind of turned the other way, that I can do it, so I can do a split screen and explain to you how I brought Mooney's Hutch, my grandmother's Hutch, and the Foyer very subtly into the coastal design. It wasn't enough really to even do a decorate with me. So Thursday, I'm going to try really hard to do a decorate with me in the living room. But the reason I can't get up today is Chris and I have been playing ball back and forth, like hitting a beach ball back and forth in the pool. And I've been doing a bit of exercise, going around the exterior of the pool, in the pool, swimming and moving my legs and moving my arms and trying to, you know, move my body in a way that I haven't done in many a year. So I'm trying really hard to help myself feel better, but I have sore muscles, to be honest with you. And then with the sore joints and then put sore muscles on top of it, well, I'm a hot mess today. A literal hot mess. So I'm going to just stay sitting here. I do have a couple of questions that you guys have posed that I plan to answer here. I do have a small Amazon haul, and as I said, I made some video before I sat down here. But I knew if I tried to talk and tried to do video, my voice would get shaky and I might even start crying. I'm in that much pain. I just took a couple of Advil. So hopefully by the time I'm done and get up and start walking around here again, I'll be better. But I'm a hot mess, I'm telling you. Anyway, growing old is not for the faint of heart, is it, y'all? That's what I just told Barbara. I was just texting with my sweet friend, Barbara, and we are saying that our cruise in September is like a beacon out there, like, something to look forward to. I really believe that. I really believe that we do need something to look forward to sometimes. And, life can get us so bogged down. Not that we have anything pressing on us necessarily right now, definitely not. But it's just, everyday life can sometimes, bring you down a little bit. So it's nice to have a vacation or something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be a vacation. It can be lunch out with a friend, or it can be, a picnic somewhere, or, just going out in your backyard and sitting if it's not too hot. That kind of thing. So it's always nice to have something to look forward to. I am rambling already, for goodness sakes. First thing I want to start out with, though, is to tell you that we went to visit with the kids, Candace and Sean and the boys, over this past weekend to celebrate Mav's 5th birthday. Can y'all believe it? I know a lot of you have been with me when I first announced that Maverick was on the way. And now he's going to be turning 5. He has kindergarten registration. He already had kindergarten registration, and he's going to be starting school in late August, early September. Can y'all believe it? In big boy school. I mean, I cannot even believe it. Oh, how I wish Kristen were here to see him and to see how well he's doing. A little story for you all before I start showing you some pictures and explain more to you. And I didn't take a picture of this because I didn't even think to, but to show you how sweet-spirited this little boy is. And not to say he can't be a little bit of a rambunctious little tyke sometimes. He can be. But I was sitting at they have an island in their kitchen. And I was sitting there at the island watching. Candace was grating cheese she made macaroni and cheese, and Sean was preparing burnt ends, I think it's called. Boy, they were good. There was a chuck roast that he had put in the smoker really early in the morning, and then he added, I don't know what all to it, but it was delicious. They are such good cooks, both of them. And then all of a sudden I feel Maverick coming up, kind of crawling up into the chair beside me. And he reached over and he grabbed a hold of my hand. And he just sat there and held my hand. Just a very simple, sweet little act. And I just held on to him, and we were sitting there chatting. And what a special little moment that little sweet boy gave his Gigi, just sitting there. Like, I missed you, Gigi. It's good to see you, kind of a thing, Such a sweet little fella. But anyway, we walked in with a gift, and Candace had happy birthday up. Everything was about Minecraft. Maverick is into Minecraft. So every gift he got was, except for he got a little piggy bank in the letter M, But every gift that we all got him was to do with Minecraft. So he had a heyday opening those 3 big bags up of gifts, and all of them included more than one gift in them, those bags. And then Candace had gotten cupcakes. She didn't have time to make them. She wanted to make them. And, but, busy mama, what can I say? She is one busy lady. She is a project manager. She has a big job, you guys. She's a project manager for an electrical co-op. And, buddy, I'll tell you, she's got her hands full. And then Sean has a big job, which I can't even begin to think. Analyst, oh gosh, Candace told me, she said, you can tell him he's this, and I've lost what she told me. But anyway, he's got a big job too. So, but she had gotten cupcakes, and then she'd gotten herself some little Minecraft like rings, and so she decorated up she'd gotten the cupcakes from the grocery store, but she decorated them up herself. And she's very creative, and then candles in, and here we go, and he made his little wish and blew out his candles and then played with his toys, and we ate a nice dinner, and we had a lovely time. Just a lovely, lovely time over there, So they will be coming here, and my dad will be coming here around, I think, middle of July. So, and then they're going to Sean's parents one weekend with Maverick. It's just like, it's crazy. You know, everything is very busy, and my heart goes out to those kids. They are doing such a wonderful job trying to incorporate everybody into their lives. And, you know, these children have so many extended family members who love them. I mean, my family, just my extended family alone is 30, 40 people, you know, that know and love Maverick and will come to love when they meet. They haven't met Odin and Samson yet, but when they do, when the extended family does, they'll be taken right in, just like everybody in our family is taken in into a big collective hug. You know, my family is very loving, very, very generous with their positivity. I love my family. What can I say? I was so lucky. You know, Stacy and I, my cousin, often talk about how lucky we were to be born into this family, and how, you know, everybody is so loving, and you get a hug from us, you know you've been hugged. You know, it's not just like, oh, let's just do a little hug. No, you know you've been hugged. And that's the way we greet Candace and Sean and the boys. Everybody gets a big old fat hug, you know, and a kiss on the cheek, you know. So anyway, we had a really, really great time. Chris and I got back here late on, we were there on Sunday evening. And then, so we spent Saturday and Monday at the pool, Chris and I did. And I've been walking in here every now and again, kind of looking around, trying to figure out what I want to be doing with my decorating. And I have decided and have already ordered a couple of things for my mantle. So I am going to, we're not done when we're done with the living room. We're going to do one more video, and I am going to do the mantle, and I'm not sure about how much I'll do with the hearth, but I am doing a few things with the mantle and going to bring it into the coastal as well. So we'll have at least one more video there. And let me know if you guys would like a home tour of this, you know, coastal decor. I'm not going to do anything with what I did with the bicycles, with the ivy table. That is summery and cute, just like the way it is. So I'm not really going to bring that into the coastal. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that. And let me go ahead and answer the questions here that were posed. And we'll do that next. So let's see. I have one from Carter Richardson 7373. Hello, Arlynn. I have a question. How do you come up with the idea in your craft videos? Like, I watch your channel and it seems like every video you know what you're going to talk about. How do you come up with the idea, and what made you start your channel? Well, let's start with what made me start my channel first, and then I'll tell you my thought process. I started my channel in 2016 at the urging of, her name was Liz, and not Liz with Traditions by the Seasons, although I love her and she's an inspiration to me every day. But this is a Liz that I knew, and I actually met her through our Newfoundland dogs. She had Newfies and we had Newfies, and we met in a Facebook group. Well, in conversation, you know, she and I would answer a lot of questions in this group about Alaska and Alaska cruising, and she lived on Vancouver Island, very close to Victoria. And so I had visited her a couple of times, and she told me, she said, Arlynn, you have what she called a sweet voice and a way of explaining things. And she encouraged me first to start a blog, B-L-O-G. So I do have a blog out there. I haven't done anything with it forever and a day, you guys. And it is called Arlynn's Country Craft Corner and Travels. And you're welcome to go and look at it. And you can always see there's always a link for it in the description. So anyway, I started with my blog, and that was a little bit successful. I wouldn't say I was extremely successful with doing that. So she wrote me one day, and she said, and she was a blogger. She was a food critic. That's what her job was. She was a food critic and a blogger. And boy, could she cook. She could really cook. Oh my goodness gracious. She made us some wonderful dinners when we would go to visit her. And her house backed up right, you could look off of her deck and see where all the cruise ships moored up there in Victoria. It was, and her husband worked for the Canadian Navy, and he was a chief in the Navy there, the chief of that area. So anyway, she ended up getting ALS and she passed away. It's been, my goodness, 4 or 5 years now that she passed away. It's so sad. But she wrote me one day and she said, okay, now that you've done your blog and you kind of know how you like to explain things, she said, now I think you should start a YouTube channel. And in my ear had already been Kristen, our daughter that passed away, encouraging me, Mom, I think you should start a YouTube channel. She said, not only do you decorate, she said, but Mom, you have a lot of what she called wisdom that she said that you could pass on to people. And she said, not just about decorating. She said, although I love how you decorate and I think that you could really help some people out there. I said, but Kristen, I'm not an educated decorator. I don't know how to do this. What in the world are you saying? And I said, my house decor is not any better than anybody else's or not any whatever. And she just looked at me like, and I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not saying this because my decor is anything different or better than anybody else's. I am not professing that. But she looked at me and she said, Mom, she said, I've been in a lot of people's houses. Trust me, Mom, your decor is nicer than a lot of people's I've seen, and they could have used your help. I said, okay. I said, well, maybe I'll try it. She said, but not only that, she said, you could do your recipes, Mom, and you could do Q&As, and you could do all kinds of things that might help people. And she said, you're always wanting to help people. And she's right. I mean, I volunteered my whole life, you guys, helping really mostly their schools, but I love to help people. I love it if one thing I do helps one person, then I've done my job here on YouTube. If I've helped one person, then I've done my job. And you guys have given me such wonderful feedback through the years that I've helped more than one person. And I am so appreciative of your all's feedback, your positivity. And there was a time that I used to get more negative comments and that kind of thing, but I hardly ever get negative comments anymore. And I don't know whether that's just because I blocked them all. Of course, there's millions of people out there, you know, but I do have a zero tolerance for any kind of negativity. I really do. Anything negative comes across, if you're watching me and you can't comment, one reason might be if it's not something glitchy with YouTube. If you're one of my regulars, you know that you can comment all the time. But if it's somebody who said something, a dark remark, has brought in politics in any way, has done anything like that, has gone negative on me, said something about my family member, has said something about me or even one of you, and they're blocked. They're blocked, and they can watch, but they can't. It's not like Facebook. YouTube is not like Facebook. On Facebook, when you block somebody, they can no longer see you. They can't see your profile. They can't see anything. On YouTube, people can still watch me. They just can't comment. So that's how my channel got started, by Liz, my friend Liz, encouraging me, and then Kristen kind of sent me over the top and really encouraged me. And my biggest encourager, honestly, Kristen was. She really was. When I ran out of content ideas, she would always come up with some. There are videos of me interviewing her, asking her questions, her interviewing me. And she would always come up with something. Hey, Mom, do this. Hey, Mom, do that. How about this? How about if you try that? And she was a big force behind my channel. She really was. Always in the background, never wanted to be on camera. Didn't particularly like her voice being heard, but she had a beautiful voice. But anyway, regardless. So that's how I started my channel. Now, what else did you ask here? How did you come up with the idea in your craft videos? How do you come up with the idea in your craft videos? Like, I watch your channel and it seems like every video you know what you're going to talk about, and how do you come up with the idea? Well, when I'm in a series like this, or right now I'm, kind of plugging in the coastal decor, and I decorate our home through the seasons. So for those of you who've been with me, you know that I usually start out at the mantle and hearth, and I go through pretty methodically through the house and decorate vignette after vignette after vignette, or redecorate. After I'm finished decorating, it is more difficult for me to come up with content, you guys. I'll be honest. I do much better when I'm more structured and able to have something concrete to bring to you, like my decorating, or like a haul, or like a, you know, like Q&A. Like, for instance, this video, I told Chris today, I said, I cannot stand up and do a decorate with me. I am too sore. I know I'll just sit there and my voice will get shaky and I'll start crying and then I'll be a mess. And I said, but I have enough content that I can just take a little video when I get home, and then I'll talk through the content and then show pictures when I need to, you know, show something up close, which you'll see what I mean when we get there in this video. Then I also have another YouTube channel, you guys. It's called Arlynn's Travels. I do double post usually here, but I mean, I would love it if you went over there and subscribed over there at Arlynn's Travels too. But when we're traveling, I am now able to vlog while in kind of real time when we're traveling. So that helps me with my travel videos, because things are, you know, information is fresh on my mind and so on. You know, I definitely have videos where I just talk off the cuff, kind of like this one, or a car chit-chat where I just start talking and just whatever comes to mind, I just start talking about. You know, I'm comfortable enough now in front of the camera where I feel like you guys are right in the room with me. And I know many people can watch me, and I don't know how many people are really watching. I would really like it if you would all subscribe, though. I'd appreciate that. I'm a little disappointed in myself that I've not been able to get more subscribers. And, you know, I understand not everybody wants to watch an old lady decorate her house over and over and over and over and over again. I don't get new houses. I mean, I've decorated in this house the whole time I've been on YouTube, but made it look a lot different through the years, just through my decorating, you know? So, please do subscribe. If you would, I would really appreciate it. It is free. It's free to do. So, I usually try to come up with an idea of some sort, and I have been pretty consistent through the years. A lot of YouTube creators have asked me, what is the secret to a good channel? And I'm like, well, I don't know whether I have a good channel or not, but my secret has always been consistency. I try really hard to put 2 or 3 videos up a week, and I try to tell you guys what days they'll be up. Like, you all know I'm doing Tuesdays and Thursdays at this point. Now for my fall decor, I might go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I might try to add a video in the week because I'll have a lot to do before we cruise, you know, that kind of thing. So, but I always try to be organized. I'm a very organized lady. I am ridiculously organized. I really like things in their place. I don't like them out of place. And I'm meticulous in my decorating too, if you will. I'm very methodical. I'm very symmetrical, balanced. One of you guys told me in a comment, and you're very right. It doesn't necessarily have to have a plate and a plate and a dish and a dish, but the feel like the shelves out on the hutch in the kitchen. That's the video that comment was on, I believe. And I have a good memory too, you guys. I have a really good memory. I've got a memory like a steel trap. Lord willing, that will continue. But I think that's the video that you commented on, and I said I'm a very symmetrical decorator, and you said everything looks balanced, which in your mind, you know, is symmetrical. So, and I don't know, whatever talent I have, you guys, whatever decorating talent I have is God-given. It is a gift. Stacy and I were actually talking about that a couple of weeks ago when we were texting. We said, you know, we do acknowledge that whatever talent either one of us have, it is God-given, you know, and I am grateful for it. And I don't take it for granted. I absolutely don't take it for granted. So hopefully that helps you kind of understand my thought process. I really like to have at least 2 videos for you a week. And when I'm done decorating, like after next week, next Thursday will be a home tour. Not this Thursday. This Thursday will be the living room. And then we'll do the mantle and hearth on next Tuesday, and then a home tour next Thursday. And then after that, I don't know. Sometimes I ask you guys for some ideas. Sometimes I ask, you know, for any questions that you may have, and we just do a Q&A, you know. So I'm not sure what I'll do after the home tour goes up. I really don't. From now until I start decorating for fall. I really don't. But I will start decorating for fall in August, because I really need to get that done before we go on vacation, or part of it done anyway. So, okay, so there we go. And I've rambled. Okay, next question is from Allison Manuel. I have to ask, I'm jumping the gun, but are you planning on incorporating your fall decor with your sage green, or are you wanting a clean slate? Oh my goodness. I just mentioned the other day that I saw a lot of slate green in at Hobby Lobby. So I know I will be at least visiting Hobby Lobby to see what kind of sage green accents I can add in. I feel like I'm probably going to do the regular fall decor, the classic traditional fall decor, which is what I've been doing for the last couple of years, and not there for a while. I was trying to infuse it into the blue and white. That was difficult. That was a challenge, you guys. Then I realized I really preferred the traditional look. And I will look to see if I can see some green accents that I could add in. But a lot of this decor that you see that is existing will get put away and fall decor will be brought out. Christmas is a complete switch out, and there will be no sage green in my Christmas. It is red and white and gold over on the other side of the house. On this side, it is blue of every hue, silvers and whites. And that's what I've done. And I will do, now I switch things up, but I use the same accent pieces. And I usually try to buy one more thing to add to my coffers. But I have so much fall decor for me to recreate the whole wheel. I mean, just this coastal decor, just what I've done with the coastal, which I said I wasn't going to spend this much money, but I have. It's probably $600, I would say, maybe more, just to add a little bit of coastal in. I mean, things are expensive, so I've got to be careful. Now, every penny I make on my channel gets turned right back around and put in the house and in accent pieces. So for that reason, I don't feel guilty for going out and spending Chris and, our money. Although my money is his and his money is mine, I do earmark the money I make on my channel for the house, accents and decor. So I don't feel like I am wasting our money, and augmenting our decor. Not to mention the fact that my husband loves it when I decorate. And my family loves it when I decorate. They love to come and see the house. They love to see what I've done, And I enjoy it. It is my passion. Decorating is my passion. But for me to recreate the whole wheel into like creams and sages and with a pop of blue or whatever for fall, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think that would be too much money. And as I said, I have too much fall as it is, and I don't want to store anymore. I did want to mention what I'm going to do. Do y'all remember when I went through my bins and got rid of a lot of my Pioneer Woman stuff? Well, I've decided, one of you had mentioned, go ahead and get rid of the plates. Go ahead and get rid of the rest of it. And I said, you know what? That's a good idea. I don't think I'm going to revisit that. And if I do, you guys, I can use a paycheck and go buy more accent pieces. But I'm going to utilize the bins that I have my Pioneer Woman stuff in that I'm going to donate, and I'm going to put my coastal stuff in it. So I'm not going to be adding to the bins that are in my basement. I'm going to be utilizing the same amount of bins, which is important to me. I have so much and I don't need any more. I don't need any more. I'm getting older. I have a lot and I don't need any more. So that's how I kind of talked myself in to going ahead and doing the coastal, saying, okay, I'm going to get rid of the Pioneer Woman. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't need it anymore. I don't want it anymore. I used it and that's enough. And I'm either going to give it away. I'll give the plates to Salvation Army or somebody like that. But anyway, all right, I need to move on. My goodness, I've talked 27 minutes. I have the pool. So these videos like this kind of last longer than my decorating videos. I haven't even done my haul yet. So let me go through my haul here real quick. I don't have much. I do have some pillow covers, and these are not anything. I'm just going to show them like this, to tell you the truth, and you'll see them on Thursday. I'm not going to take them out of the package. These are two 12 by 20 kind of neck pillow kind of pillowcases that go on my little white chairs out there. And this is the color of pillow that I have on the couch. I'm not changing out any pillows or adding in coastal pillows because the pillows I have on the couch are very, very pretty. The patterned pillows, and I did not want to bring another element into the room that had, how do I want to put it, that had like shells. That was a busy look. I wanted just a solid, this color pillow cover on those two chairs. And, you know, we'll augment with the decor around them, you know. So that's a pretty color. And that's I have this color on the two 20 by 20 pillows on my couch. So you'll see these in Thursday's video. So come back and you'll see what I mean. Explaining it did not do me was not easy. So this, I have two little boxes here, and these are actually pampas grass, just like I used here in the dining room centerpiece. And I got more of this because I'm going to utilize this in my dough bowl. I got that new dough bowl. So I'll need to take this out and fluff it out, but I just wanted to show you how it comes. It comes in these boxes with two tufts, and I think each one is like 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, take 10 stems. But when you fluff it out, you all remember this vase last week and how much this will be. So I'm going to use this. I've got 4 tufts of it, and I think I'll probably use at least 2 of them in that dough bowl around some existing candles that I already have in there. But I did purchase some starfish, some that color, some that color, and some in cream. And these will be dispersed throughout the pampas grass in the dough bowl. So again, come back on Thursday and I will show you how I'm going to put all of that together. Fit check, nothing new here. White capris, royal blue top. This coat is from Temu. These earrings, you know what, y'all, I haven't been able to find them on Amazon. I don't know where I got them. If I can find them, they'll be in my 2025 Decor Accents and More box that I'll give a link for. This jewelry is definitely in that box already because I've worn this part of this outfit anyway. This necklace is in there. Same bracelets, my turquoise ring that I got on a ship, and wedding set and other rings, and same watch. So that is it, y'all. And so now let me tell you real quickly what I did in the foyer. And I'm going to put up this little video that I took right before I sat down here. You can see that my foyer kind of sits, well, let me turn the camera real quick and show you. Here you can see the foyer to kind of right here. That's the foyer proper. And then I have this big rug that separates the living room, which is where we're going to be working on Thursday, and the dining room, which is where I'm sitting. And then over there is the family room, if you walk through there. Okie dokie. Well, as you can see that I have that wreath on the back of the front door, and that is a very old wreath. I made that wreath many, many, many years ago, but I have just kind of zhuzhed it up as of late when I did this sagey green decor. I added, or took what the bow that was on it off and added that kind of blue-green bow. I left the birdhouse where it is because the colors are perfect. I left the resin kind of sunflowers where they were. And so all I did with that, it also has a green metal like piece of scroll work like on the back of it. And we tied my picture that you see onto that metal piece. And I love it. I love how that looks. I think that looks so pretty, bringing that picture into that wreath. If you come over to the table, you'll see that I did add like that little plaque that I got from Cracker Barrel, and then one of the glass pieces, the dolphins. I already had everything else that you see. I already had pretty much in the place that you see it. I did move the sunflower up on the top shelf kind of back to incorporate the other coastal things. So I didn't change anything on the bottom shelf, but I love it. It's very subtle, it's quiet, and I love it. I just love it. So then when you move over here a little bit, right here behind me is my grandmother's hutch. It was handed down to me through my mom's mom to me. And years ago, I used to have Fostoria china in there for years and years and years. That was my grandmother's too. And my mother kept the china in there. And I kept it in there for years and then decided that I wanted to use it more for decor or for displaying something other than those Fostoria dishes. So I do still have the Fostoria, but I did remove everything out and replaced it with decor pieces. Literally the only thing I did in there was add 3 wooden pieces, a turtle, a crab, and then I hung a seahorse on the door. And that is all I did. Now, wouldn't that have been silly to do a decorate with me to show you that? So you can see, I've been showing you video, hopefully, of, you know, the inside of the hutch. It is a pretty little hutch. Chris put lights up in there, and they are tape lights, and they are linked in the description box as well. In the 2025 Decor and More box, they are linked in there. They're called tape lights. So, and that's it. That's all I did, you guys. I mean, how simple and easy was that? It was so, anyway, I just was kind of glad that I had not done any more decorating than that, and that I could just sit here and chat with you guys for this video. So, all right, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Again, I'll ask you to please subscribe and to click the thumbs up, you guys. That really helps with my algorithms. Please do check your subscription. I've lost another 5 subscribers since I was with you last Thursday. Lost some through the weekend. Have no idea. I really don't know what's going on. But anyway, please check your subscription. Make sure you're still subscribed. And I will be back on Thursday, and we will be hopefully doing a decorate with me of some sort in the living room, and I'm going to do the whole room that day, so that'll take me a little bit of time, hopefully not too much more than 30 minutes, but thank you all so much for stopping in here today. For those of you who might be struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, or have suffered a great loss, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention, whew, I'm touched, away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.